The next drawing I'm going to start is the drawing for the board. So when I double click drawing, I should see the Fox Ridge template come up. It's going to immediately ask me to place something down. I'm going to click open, find my board part. Go ahead and hit open again. Set down the front view, the top, the right side, and the isometric. After doing that, move the isometric over, and I'm going to look at what I can do. Now, since this is already half scale and I'm going to try these at 1:1, I'm going to just go ahead and switch it to use custom right now since I have the isometric checked, so that when I go back to the front view and change it from 1:2 to 1:1, it doesn't change. Really doesn't matter which order you do those in, but you can change that order. I'm going to set this up like this so that I have enough space for everything. This is a little snug, but it's a fairly simple part. So even having it 1:1, I should be able to get all the dimensions in that I need to get in. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start with my smart dimensions and do my overalls. The overall width being 6 inches here, overall depth being 3 inches there, and the overall height I could do on either one, and I'm going to put that there. Either one, not both. That gives me the overall size of the board. Next, what I need to do is dimension the hole location. First thing I'll do is click on the circle and get my diameter dimension. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the center mark here down to the bottom. And that gave me an angle. Try that again. It wants to give me an angle. So instead of doing that, I'm going to click the circle and the line which gives me the angle to the distance, or the distance to the center point, excuse me. Do that again here, out to the side, and set that up like that. From a dimension standpoint, that's all we need. However, when you're looking at these, you cannot tell if the hole drilled goes all the way through, goes down to where there's just a little sliver left, goes halfway through. We really can't tell that. Here's how we can set that up so we can tell that it does. On one of your views, you're going to show the hidden lines. Hidden lines are lines that are below the surface. They'll show up as thin dashed lines, so we can see that the hole goes all the way through the board. When I click on just the right side view, make sure I just have the right side view, the style that I want is hidden lines visible. It's one setting to the left of what's marked. And then you should see these dashed hidden lines show me that the hole goes all the way through. If the hole did not go all the way through, I would actually use a dimension in this view to show how deep the hole went. Since it does, I actually don't put a dimension on there because it would be redundant with the thickness. Before I'm totally finished with the dimensions, I'll go ahead and click on the gear up top, go to Document Properties, then Units, and check the box for fractions. 1/8 of an inch is the smallest fraction that I would have, so I'm fine to leave that as 8. And now I get all these in fractions. It is worth checking to make sure all of a sudden my 3 wasn't overlapping a line or something else didn't look funny. In fact, I'm actually going to move this down a little bit to just align those lines slightly because I think it looks better. I will fill out my title block, which I won't waste your time with in this video because you've already seen that. But the one thing I will add to a parts drawing is I'm going to document 2 things. The first thing I'm going to document is the material. So I'm going to click right here where it says Note and come out in this space and drag a box. I'm going to type in all caps the word material, the equals sign, a space, and then list the material as it is defined where you set it in SOLIDWORKS. In this case, it was maple. And again, capitalized letters out here in the workspace. Hit enter to go below that. Mass is the second thing I want you to list. And I want you to actually go back to the part, make sure it's set at maple, go to evaluate, and mass properties, and look up the actual mass of the object. Make sure when you put it here, you include its units. So just as a placeholder, I'm going to put 0.00, and because my settings for this were inches, pounds, and seconds, this would be pounds. Obviously, this does not weigh nothing. It does want to place it again, so you can just hit escape to do that. But on your two parts drawings for this packet, or on any other parts drawings where you see the dimensions and you've set a material, please do add this information as a note under the isometric, but not interfering with any of the dimensions. This is an optimal location here. Again, you can look at the example packet to see this with the title block all filled out.